Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Chandler. Hey, Patricia. Hi,
Hey.
Carolyn.
Hi.
Hi, Dina. Hello, everybody. There's a lot of people here, so why don't we go ahead and get started? Welcome. I am Michael Movitz, co-founder of Brandjectory, and I am here with my partners, Tom Malengo and Susan Bryanton. We're very excited today to be hosting a couple of great experienced experts in the affiliate and influencer marketing world. And we're going to be talking about the basics of influencer and affiliate marketing. We're also very happy to be sponsored today by SRW Agency, a digital media and marketing agency based in Chicago and Boulder. So much more to come as we get into it. Just a quick couple of housekeeping things. After I conclude my remarks, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the presenters. When they are done, we will then move into our Q&A. There is a Q&A or chat function at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to use it to submit questions, and we'll take those at the end. And then if there's any questions for us as we go, just let us know directly through direct chat. The webinar is being recorded and we will share it out after the event. So for those of you who are not yet familiar with Brandjectory, thank you for joining. Brandjectory is a platform that helps early stage CPG founders prepare for and navigate the capital raise process, and then connects founders to best fit CPG investors and debt capital resources. We use a combination of an online platform and offline virtual facilitated meetings. We have 130 brands that are part of the platform today, about 650 CPG investors. We host events like this on a regular basis. We have robust content through a knowledge base about building an investable CPG business. There's a mentoring platform with over 50 investors and industry experts across a variety of functional expertises. There are meetups and founder chat sessions and Q&A sessions with financial experts and all kinds of things that we do to help bring the best available resources in the industry to our founder family. Excuse me, to our founder family, to help our founders raise capital and have successful outcomes. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. Oh, I'm sorry. I mentioned the meetups. And so I do want to just let everybody know our next meetup is on Tuesday, May 9th. It is a virtual founder investor event. Our panel of investors will be discussing the investor view of branding and marketing. So a very interesting take from an investor perspective. And that event after the panel will then move into small group breakout rooms where we will have each room hosted by an investor. And sorry, if everybody could mute, please. Each room will be hosted by an investor, and then each room will have about 2 to 4 founders attending. And it's a great networking opportunity. So if you can join us, feel free to reach out to us at hello@brandjectory.com, and we can tell you more information about it. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Yash.
All righty. Hello, hello. Great to have everyone here. Let me quickly share my screen. All righty, perfect. So I'll do my introduction, but I'll let Kim go first. So Kim, why don't you start?
Already, here we go, right?
Yeah.
Apologies, everybody. Good morning. My name is Kim Biddle. I'm the founder of Clutch Affiliate, and we help small and emerging brands create affiliate programs, scale, and build successful programs. And we really concentrate just on that space. So been in CPG for a long time. I might know some of you on this call, maybe not, but welcome and happy to be here.
All right, awesome. So hi, everyone. My name is Josh. In case you haven't already guessed it from the accent, I'm joining in from Mumbai, India. So my story is that I used to run a marketing agency. We ran a lot of influencer programs for brands. We scaled it to like hundreds of influencers. And then in that process, I found out that there was so many inefficiencies and so much manual work that I decided to build something that's simple and affordable for anyone to use. and that's my platform, Saral. So that's about me. So let's begin. I'm super excited. But basically, like the point of telling you all this is that we know what we're talking about. So moving on. So I'm gonna have you here for the next like 45 to 60 minutes, and here's why you should pay attention. I'm just going to give you an overview of the space and why this is super important to do right now. Affiliates basically are pretty much the only way to grow your brand without spending money upfront. If you want to run Facebook ads, if you want to do Google ads, if you want to do SEO, you've got to invest in the content or pay for the ads. Affiliates are pretty much the only channel where you only pay for the ad costs when you make money. So it's like the scrappiest way to grow. Moving on to influencers, I like to call it word of mouth on steroids. Instead of one person talking to 5 people, it's one influential person talking to 50,000 people. So it's just the word of mouth engine, but at a huge, like 100x bigger scale. You're able to tap into social selling, which is people just want, if nobody had your product, nobody else would want your product, right? Just to take it to the extreme. If everybody had your product, everybody else would want your product, right? So you tap into that and a social need of people to join these communities. The fact about ads is that they're gonna keep on rising in cost because Zuckerberg wants more of your money. So you'd rather build a more affiliate or influencer channel, which is more in your control. You control how much commissions you pay, you control how much you pay the influencers. So that's more of, you basically have more control when you go this route, as opposed to investing more and more in ads that just keep rising in cost. And finally, having a community of influencers just opens a lot of doors for you. I've added like 2 news snippets on the right-hand side there. Basically, it's 2, again, consumer brands. One partnered up with the UFC in like 1 year of operation. Another one here has entered into retail in a big way. And both of those have influencer-led brands. So you can tap, of course, like these are extreme examples, but you can tap into some of this by creating a community of influential influencers or affiliates for your brand. So this was the why behind why you should do all this. Moving on to what we're going to cover in this, there's basically going to be 4 parts. Kim is going to take up the first one, is like finding and choosing the right program to even begin with. I'm going to do the next bit, which is creating what's called an influencer offer. Stick around till that part to know what that is. Then the important bit is the tracking of the performance, right? You've got to know who's working, who's not working, and then adjust accordingly. So that's number 3. And then step 4 is how do you take what you did so far in the first 3 steps and then make it long-term, build a long-term community of influencers, because nobody wants to do this for 3 months and then just stops. That won't be wise. So moving on to the first step, which is finding and choosing the right program. Kim, over to you.
Thanks, Yash. So one of the biggest things that I communicate to brands that I work with, and just to anybody that would even ask me a question, is your affiliate and influencer program, for that matter, is only going to be good as the foundation it's built on. So I want that to sink in for a second, because if you don't do the upfront work and just kind of jump into it, then it's going to fall flat, and you're going to have something sitting there that's not generating any income for you or any social buzz. So one of the first things, and these are kind of like my top 5 things that you need to do to have a successful affiliate and influencer program, for that matter, but really focusing on affiliate here, is creating a strategy. And when you create a strategy, you're going to cover many different bases. That's going to be setting goals, realistic. So please don't, a lot of people, I want to caution folks to, yes, you're looking at other brands, you're looking at their success, but let's be realistic. If you're launching, new brand launching, or if you've not been on the market for that long, set realistic goals so you can reach those little milestones. Choosing the right platforms is really important. You can't do this manually. You need a platform. It makes life easy. The investment will pay off for itself. There's many platforms out there, influencer related and also affiliate related, that are completely free of charge or super low cost. Have a recruitment plan. How are you going to go after these folks? How are you going to talk to them? Who are they? What is your search criteria going to be? Most of the time, our search criteria that we put together is we have a certain engagement rate that we must have. There have to be in the US unless they're not shipping outside the US, and we need to see like frequent posting. So that just gives you an idea. Pitches are really important. How are you going to stand out from everyone else that is pitching everyone else? Reporting metrics is, what are you going to report on? What's important to you? Your communication plan. How are you going to communicate with your community once you've built one? A maintenance plan. It's really important to keep moving and keep growing. And then affiliate guidelines, really important. We put together an affiliate guidebook for everybody, which you can certainly do on your own. But really what it does, it's all the FAQs. It's what a little bit about the brand. And it's just basically telling you about the program in general, giving that affiliate a guidebook to go by when they have questions. So really creating that strategy. And again, that encompasses a lot of different things. The number 2 thing, never skip this step. And I think this is across the board with whatever you do for your brand. Do a competitor analysis. What are your competitors doing? Are they doing anything? What are they offering? And you either do the complete, you go in the other direction, or you riff off of what they have. Like, I really like what they've done, but I want to make it my own. Or I want to completely offer something different than they're offering. Such an eye opener. I can tell you this is the number 1 thing that we do this for every client. You can do this again on your own, but this is something really important when it comes to affiliate and influencer programs for that matter. What is your competition doing? Make sure that you're keeping pace and outpacing them. Customizing your program is key. Making it really branded about you, your brand, being super creative and competitive. So when I say competitive, I mean with commissions. I mean with your offerings, your perks of your community. And when I say creative, I mean offer something different that no one's really offering. Offer something kind of out of the box. And I'll give you an example. What I'm talking a lot to brands about now is social rewards. So if you're a new brand, what do you need? You need content. You need people to be posting about you, real people using your product. So let's talk about social rewards. So if they do a story and a reel, you'll give them a buy one, get one free on your product. If they do a story, a reel, and a post, then you'll give them a $25 gift card. And then if they go beyond that, and again, you can set all these metrics, then maybe they get a box of your product or a credit to your store. So just some kind of basic ideas there, but it'll help you in the long run too. So just being as creative as possible and customizing your program and making it your own. And choose a platform that can do it all. So really, I'm not a fan of piecemealing it. If you can find a platform that can really do it all, and really no platform does, we know that. But getting as close to that as you possibly can is really helpful and will help you maximize your time and efforts. And last is you have to put time and energy into it. And this really goes with anything, right? The more time and energy you put into it, the more you're going to get back from it. And I promise you, you will get back from this if you put in the time and energy. And you can get into a maintenance plan of sorts where you have it mapped out and it's not really taking up that much of your time. So those are my top 5 tips for creating a program, choosing a program, and having a successful program.
Amazing. This was good. So my next point actually is a pretty natural flow from what Kim kind of touched upon, is to create an offer for the influencer or for the affiliate. The fundamentals still apply to both arenas. I mean, just to clarify, by the way, there's a lot of confusion around affiliate and influencer. Influencer is just a type of affiliate, you can say. Influencer is someone, let's say, conventionally with a large-ish social media following. Affiliate is more of like a payment model where you only pay them commissions. So hope that's clear. Moving on to creating an influencer offer, I would like to start with the legendary Don Corleone quote of, you got to make them an offer they cannot refuse, right? So you got to give them something that your competitors are not giving them. So, which is what Kim also touched on. I kind of broke it down into 3 main components. First, of course, is the incentive for them, which is the percentage commission. When you do your competitor analysis in step 1, you'll find out, let's say your competitors are offering 15% commissions. Could you do 20% depending on your margins? That's a question to ask, right? So that's one thing in your offer that you can add that's better than your competitors, right? So that makes an affiliate or an influencer choose you over someone else who's similar to you. So the first step is create an incentive for them that's better than everyone else. If not, at least try to match what your competition is offering. Then move on to the discount for their fans. Maybe your competition is not offering any discount for their fans. If they're just after the affiliate commissions. What you can do is you can maybe give a less affiliate commission, but work with people who want to have like a special discount for their audience. So then you give an extra percentage off. That's like another main component. So now we've spoken about what the influencer has in it for them, what the fans who will potentially buy for you have in it for them, and then finally any special perks that you can add to your offer, which is Kim also touched upon. This is like, what can you do that makes you specifically stand out? So is there anything as part of your mission that you can do, or you can add special rewards? If you do one story and one post, you get X dollars as a gift card, something like that. So you add like special perks to your program to make it more appealing. Another thing that you could do with the perks, it doesn't actually have to be very tangible. It could also be very mission oriented. So for example, if you're a cruelty-free, sustainable skincare brand, you work with influencers who are like posting about sustainability and like having pets, for example, because they're very likely going to support your product over someone else's who's not that. So stuff like that really helps. Let's say you donate to a particular theme of a charity, you work with creators who care about that mission, and then they will choose you over your competitors who might even offer them a higher commission, but they might just choose you because you have this mission, this big grand mission statement that you're going after. So that's your special perk. So just to recap, it's the first step is come up with an incentive, which is a commission, come up with a discount for their fans, and add in some special perks. To give you, I have two examples of two offers just to like highlight this. The first is, let's say for a cookie brand, is that we offer a 15, and you have to like write this down. When you come up with this, you do your competitor analysis, you prep everything, write down your offer statement, because this will be useful when you reach out to affiliates. You basically, so for example, we offer a 15% commission, an exclusive 20% off on our like a bundle product for your fans. It's also a good way to like give a discount on the bundle so that you increase your average order value automatically by that, right? So you do that, and every month we will receive a special package 1 week before we do cookie of the month. So now this offer is very, very specific to this particular brand. There's no other brand who does the trifecta bundle. There's no other brand who also does cookie of the month who's going to give it to you a week in advance, right? So this is very specific to the brand. It's pretty much uncopyable, and that's what makes you stand out. That's what a no-brainer offer is, right? Another offer, which, and both these are actual real offers that we've seen clients run. So another one is like, we don't offer a commission, but we offer a flat $100 payout when someone buys from your link. Your audience does not, so it doesn't also have to be a discount for the audience. It could be like a special freebie or a gift that you can add. They get, this is sort of fitness, like a protein powder company. So they did a $100 payout. They did a shaker with the name of the person who's receiving on it as a free gift. And then the influencers kept getting new supplements every single month, because obviously like supplement is a recurring kind of a consumption product. And then all the influencers they worked with were fitness influencers who needed the supplement anyway. So now they got it for free, and this is the only brand that gives it for free. So they keep promoting them, right? So it's like, these are some offer examples of what a no-brainer offer looks like. So once you have this, once you've done step 1 and step 2, you'll have influencers promoting you. Now you need a plan for how you track the performance. For that, over to Kim.
Yeah, so there's many different ways to track performance. But one of the common ways, let's talk about banners. So banners traditionally are used on blogs. And so if you're a fitness brand, you might want to research the top 100 fitness blogs and outreach to them. Maybe they'll do a review of your product, and you'll place a banner on their site and put a link behind that, and that'll track their sales and track any conversions coming from their site. That's kind of a blog affiliate, if you will. Affiliate links in general can be generated for individuals. A lot of affiliates, you'll see them on Instagram using the product or incorporating it into their lifestyle, which is a great way to talk about the product. And they're like, hey, here, link is in my bio, or, it's Kim 20 to get 20% off. And so that's commonly how that's used. The UTM, you can generate a UTM link really for free. I've done this for clients. It's super easy to do. Let's say that they're not interested in being an affiliate, but you still might want to track what they're doing and maybe go back to them and say, hey, you sent like 50 sales my way. You might want to consider becoming a part of our program. But a UTM link is really easy to set up, and you can basically do that to track your banner and track where it is. Even if and maybe you would decide maybe to pay for the banner for 30 days if it's affordable, to kind of to test out that blog and see if it's a good spot for you. Discount codes, awesome, Adams, love that. He's so giving a UTM banner. Thank you, I love it. Discount codes are another way. So again, links. It's really, go back. Links, affiliate links can track, and so can discount codes. So again, Kim20 at the checkout, put in Kim20 and you'll get 20% off. Special landing pages work really well. So if you're looking, you have a new flavor drop, or you're really looking to move certain amounts of product, you can create, or certain types of products that you have a SKU. You can create special landing pages that you can get people over to those landing pages right there in order to convert. So lots of different ways to track. There's a lot of programs out there that make it, platforms that make it so easy. Okay, so one of my favorites is Shopify Collabs, and of course Sorrel. But like, I'm going to say I'm a Shopify Collabs expert. So it used to be called Dovetail. Maybe some of you maybe used it, but Shopify had bought them. So what I like about Shopify Collabs, and it's not perfect, I will just say that. It's definitely not perfect, but it covers all the bases. You can gift from the platform. You can do payouts very easily. You can track very simple metrics. You can do outreach. They have a creator marketplace. So for me, it's free. It's just something you could download today and start tinkering around with if you wanted to, if you have a Shopify site. But there's lots of other ones out there. I know, again, Yash, I know Sorrel has these capabilities. GoAF Pro has these capabilities. It just depends. If you have a WooCommerce site, you're going to have to, or like BigCommerce, you'll have to look for those apps that plug in nicely with your site. Share a Sale is for publishers, media, and PR. So this is when you are starting to reach that level of, really kicking up your PR. Maybe you have a PR person, maybe they've suggested Share a Sale or Impact or a Win or one of the larger platforms, Skimlinks. So we work with Share a Sale a lot and Impact. Their platform really covers, I think, all the bases, in my opinion. So if Pop Sugar comes along and they're like, hey, we want to put you in our listicle or our roundup, do you guys have an affiliate link? Yes, you do. And you're on, they're probably going to ask you, and they're probably going to ask if you're on Share a Sale, Impact, or Skimlinks. So just be prepared for those things. Share a Sale is a cost, but it's just a one-time fee. So it's really simple to hop on that platform. Again, the UTM creation manually or free websites, the discount codes directly in Shopify. So Shopify Collabs will generate a link and a code automatically when you onboard somebody. And you can also customize that. So we don't want to, with codes, whenever you're creating a code or a link, you don't want it to be super long. You want it to be short so that can be communicated quickly and easily and effectively. And the consumer can then go to your site and buy with ease. So making it as frictionless as possible.
Alrighty, perfect. So at this point, you research competitors, you have a no-brainer offer that they can't refuse, you have affiliates, everything's working, you're tracking performance. Now what, right? So this is the kind of like the how to win creators and influence people. This is the woo-woo branding part of this presentation. Basically, the relationships are the true ROI when it comes to both influencers and affiliates. We've seen like big influencers with like about like 1.1 million followers randomly plug a brand in a YouTube video just because like we sent them a special gift or something like that without even asking for payment, which they charge like tens of thousands of dollars for, right? So that's the power of building strong relationships with these people. And then just to give you a real life example, the founder of Pura Vida, the CEO, he actually took every single influencer, I think there first 150 of them, on lunch one-on-one with every single one of them, trying to understand what they want, what are their needs in terms of content creation. And he really understood that. And Pura Vida pretty much grew on the back of their ambassador and affiliate channel. So that's the kind of commitment that guy had. Obviously, you don't have to take every single person to lunch, but then you can do some small things that are also special. So I've just listed some ideas here. You can send gifts, like I said, or another good thing you can do is when you, for example, I'm sure it's also there in Shopify Collabs, we have it in Sorrel as well, is that an order you create in any of these platforms, it gets tagged. So when you fulfill the order, you're able to add in a personal note or something like that in the package so that the influencer feels like they're special. You write in a note, preferably handwritten, and there's like different platforms that also automate the handwriting bits So we can talk about that in Q&A if you want to. But yeah, invite them to your factory if you have one, right? Run challenges. So I think Kim also touched upon this, is that once you have a base affiliate program, let's say everyone's earning 15%, what you can do is run a challenge and then be like, okay, whoever posts 2 stories, 3 reels, and drives at least $1,000 in sales gets this iPhone 13, whatever, right? Like a bonus, like a huge bonus. You rile up your community of affiliates, everyone posts about you, and then you give a certain gift. It creates like a good amount of FOMO and healthy competition amongst that group, and you get a lot of content and sales as a benefit, right? And then you could throw a party, like a quick get together, right? You should also tier your affiliate program. So all the platforms that Kim mentioned, like Go Astro, Share a Sale, I'm sure they have tiering in the program. So you have your base affiliates, let's say everyone who gets a 10% commission, and then you have, let's say, your special affiliates who get 20% commission, and then maybe you have your golden affiliates, we get like a 30% commission. So you tier the program, and then you have steps laid out in the way to make sure that every single one people who join, they know how they ascend to the next level. So they do the extra bit to promote your brand. And then a bunch of other ideas, like create an online group, connect people. So let's say, you've collabed with 2 people in, say, the fitness niche, then you just connect them, or just do an email intro, something like that. Like, hey, you guys should collaborate, maybe create some content together. So your brand kind of becomes the excuse why they met. And then it's kind of cemented, like, hey, we met through, like, when we meet here, Brandjectory is always like, maybe we connect on LinkedIn or something, we'd always know that, hey, yeah, we connected on the Brandjectory webinar. So Brandjectory as a brand is somehow like in our mind always, right? So it's goodwill for Brandjectory. Similarly, when you connect 2 influencers or 2 affiliates together, so they create content and maybe that goes viral, your brand gets a lot of goodwill. And of course, all the fun stuff around repurposing all your IGC or UGC, right? Influencer generated content. So repurpose it in your email flows, repurpose it in your ads, add it to your landing pages, get that social proof running pretty much everywhere you can. So be creative with it and build actual authentic relationships with people, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And if you want a simple, easy interface to build these relationships with creators, we've built a tool called Get Saral. You can go to that website, getsaral.com, and check it out. Basically, you can do everything in there. You can find influencers, manage relationships, send them outreach, collect inbound applications, ship products, generate discount codes, all that fun stuff. It's pretty much, we tried to make it the all-in-one platform. Of course, there's some things that it still does not do, but then it's pretty up there. So you could definitely start with Shopify Collabs. Again, great platform, I can vouch for it. But then if you want to take it up a notch, really build those long-term relationships and get like a few extra features, then you should consider getting on Saral. It's a free trial. And if you sign up anytime this week, I'll send you a tailored list of 100 influencers that you can reach out to. So that is my no-brainer offer to you. Moving on to Kim.
Yeah, so I'm happy to, first of all, I just want to say door open for any questions. And I love answering questions. My passion is working with emerging brands. So I used to work at an agency where people would come to us and be like, oh, I spent thousands of dollars, I didn't get anything. I don't want that to ever happen to anybody here. Like if I can prevent that from happening by answering a few of your questions or spending a little time with you, then 100% want to do that. And I don't charge for anything like that. So I'm just happy to know you, happy to help you. But I'm definitely, if you want to have a one-on-one coaching session, happy to put together a strategy for you so you can get started and hit the ground running. You can book my link right there. And then if you have an existing program, I'm happy to break it down and audit it for you and say, hey, this is looking really good. Maybe you want to do this here, or, just happy to take a look at what you already have in place.
Kim, can you put the link in the chat?
Oh yeah, my calendar link?
Yes,
did.
please.
I did. It's already there.
Okay. Thank you.
Tim and Yash, thank you so much. That was a fantastic overview. Tom, I'm going to send it over to you.
Yes, and now I want to introduce Jenna from SRW. SRW is really good partners with Brandjectory. They have been from the start. Definitely folks that you want to reach out to and learn what they do. And so, Jenna, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us a little bit about SRW, who was kind enough to sponsor today's event.
All right, thanks, Tom. So we are so excited to be sponsoring this event. We are SRW, a full service agency with offices in Chicago and Boulder. Our services include strategy, creative and production, web and social, paid media, and then of course, PR and influencer. Over to the right are just a few of the brands that we've had the opportunity to work with and help grow. So if you're interested in learning more about SRW's complete services, you could check out our website, srw.agency, or if you have influencer specific questions, you can also reach out to me directly at Jenna Ogle at srw.agency, and I can drop that email in the chat.
Thank
And
you,
you guys-
Jenna. We really appreciate you being here. And again, SRW's support for everything we do at Brandjectory. With that, we have a few questions. I'm going to throw them out there and let whoever wants to answer them. We will provide you a copy of the presentation. I hope that's something everybody wants, and we will provide a recording of this meeting too. We'll make sure everyone on the line gets that. But we have a couple of questions, Kim and Yash. I'm gonna start with one that came in just to me here. There was a question about, is there a specific venue based upon the type of brand characteristics you have that makes more sense? So, is YouTube a blogger with a Shopify site? The traditional social media, are there certain brands that do better in certain places? Finding influencers. So I'll just ask that question, and we can go from there.
Yep, I can take that up. I get that question a lot about which platform should we be on, right? So usually I blanket statement, go with Instagram right now, given how things are with TikTok, and YouTube just takes a while to build up, and it's usually more expensive to work with YouTube influencers. Instagram is, so I'll start with TikTok, right? So TikTok is very good to get awareness. So if your goal, start with your goal in mind. If your goal is to have awareness, then go with TikTok. Very easy to go viral there. Just keep posting content there, or if you work with 20 influencers on TikTok, one of them is going to hit it big with their content, and then your brand will have massive awareness. What it's not good for is actually getting clicks and sales and conversions. TikTok is a very highly dopamine inducing platform. You just keep scrolling there, and then people don't buy usually from TikTok. I mean, there are some, but then it's not the best. On YouTube is on the other extreme. YouTube is the best to get sales, but then YouTube takes a while to get going. It's usually, YouTube influencers are not going to work with you for affiliate commissions. Usually, generally speaking, they would want certain fee to make the content, because of course the content is log form. It takes more time to do it, which is also fair on them. So they need a fee. So if you can afford that, and you need to build a long-term base of influencers on YouTube who are posting, then go for YouTube. Usually, most people want a little bit of both. You don't just want clicks and sales. You don't just want awareness. You want somewhere in the middle, right? Instagram is that platform right now where you get both the awareness, like sometimes reels go viral because they're trying to copy the TikTok algorithm a little bit. And Insta is still the platform where clicking on the link in bio is easier. You can add a link in the story if you're an influencer. So it's a good way to drive both traffic and awareness. So usually I refer to Instagram, but then if you want just awareness, if you want just sales, there's also TikTok and YouTube to consider. But usually start with Instagram, and depending on your goals, add one more or both of those platforms eventually. So yeah, I don't know if Kim or Jenna has anything to add to that.
Well, Kim lost her connection. She's coming back in, so she did not hear the question, but if Jenna wants to respond.
Hey guys, I'm back. So sorry.
Awesome.
I don't know what happened there. My internet must have conked out. Was there a question? Happy to answer.
Yeah. So Kim, Instagram versus TikTok versus YouTube, which one do you go for?
Whichever one's performing best for you. Yeah, I think that's always a big question. I think TikTok is a little, I've heard some brands struggle with getting that up and running, but I think it's an amazing platform. If you're a food brand, you could kill it on TikTok, because that's where all the food trends come out of. So I absolutely feel like food brands, beauty brands kill it on TikTok. And Instagram is just, it's great. I think it's great as well. And YouTube, I think, is a great channel that's kind of underrated a little bit sometimes. And, people do have really big YouTube followings. So I think you have to really kind of see where your people are. Like, where are they? Where are they gathering? Is it YouTube? Is it TikTok? Is it all of the above? And it's okay to have people talking about you in all of those places, by the way. So it's great to have a strategy for all of them, depending on what your brand is. So that's how I would say it. Be very strategic about it.
Thank you. Another question we had, is there a straightforward way to provide influencers with stock options that doesn't require large legal bills?
Yash, I'll let you handle that.
Disclaimer, not legal advice. But basically, I have used a platform known as Deal. That's Deal. I think it's deal.co, DEEL.co. They're like a global payroll provider, and they have an option to add ESOPs. So for some of our bigger clients that have actually given ESOPs to influencers, they've just used Deal, and it took me like 10 minutes to set it up. All the paperwork is all handled. They have templates for everything. So it's just simple. So if you want to do it, I would go for Deal. There's some new like fintech platforms. I can't recall the name right now, but then they do like these fancy like equity deals with influencers, but then usually they're still new. You don't know if they're, if it even works or not. So I've just stuck to Deal and their templates for giving ESOPs to employees, and then we just use it for influencers. That has worked really well for us in the past. So yeah, I can actually drop a link in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you, Yash. Another question, can someone talk more about providing store credit versus cash? We are trying to find people who are truly aligned with our brand, so they don't want credit for our product. Maybe it's not a great fit.
Okay. I'm trying to dissect that question a little bit. So I think as a reward, I'll give an example. So what I usually recommend is having if you have your affiliate program running, one of the perks of your program is a quarterly credit to your store. Why do that? Because it's going to put product in their hands, and they are then going to make content out of that. And that's what you're encouraging them to do. But they also have to do something to get that credit. So I hope this is answering the question, and I hope I'm understanding this correctly. But if you don't want to give cash, or that's not an ability that you have right now, that's okay. I think offering store credit is a great backup, and it's keeping the people that love your product, it's keeping them stocked with your product, and that's a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, thank you, Kim. Another one came in, and this is an interesting one, I think. Are there ways to design the affiliate influencer programs to drive brick and mortar sales, and a little bit specific, I guess, between e-commerce and brick and mortar? So I think that's a great question.
Yeah, I can take that. I can at least start off. So we actually very recently did this for a skincare brand, and they also have a massage parlor in Denver. So they wanted to get influencers in Denver to come to their massage parlor, which is not exactly brick and mortar sales, but like real world offline sales, right? So the way we did it was we collabed with influencers in the Denver, Colorado area, who also posted about stuff like #massage therapy, #mindfulness, #self-care, self-love, stuff like that. And we gave them a free massage session, which was very like decently highly priced. And then they were like, okay, cool, I'll just make this part of my day. And then the way to do it is I ask the influencer to create content generally about, let's say, their day or their weekend in my life, something like that. And then 20 seconds of the 60-second video is the massage parlor. So that really helped drive a lot of clients for the massage parlor, because everyone wants to go to the spot where the influencer goes to, right? So that's what we did. Just collab with, to answer your question, just collab with influencers in your local area, get them to your store, offer them some like free products, offer to host a meetup for them if they're very famous or something like that, give them something in exchange for taking the effort to get out in their car and come to your location, and that should work out. Usually I have not seen affiliate deals work here, but it'd be hard to even track who came because of the influencer, because it's a brick and mortar. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
I have a thought on that. I think how you can utilize your affiliate community, because we have a couple clients that are both, heavy direct to consumer and then also making big pushes into retail. So I'll give an example. One of our clients just got into Walmart. So how I would utilize their affiliate community is put an incentive out there. Now this isn't going to translate online, but you're still utilizing your affiliate community as a sales team, if you will. So you're going to put an incentive out there like, hey guys, listen, anybody who basically makes a short video of you going to Walmart and picking up our product, we'll compensate you. We'll give you a bonus of $50 in your next commission. So that's a really great way to drive people there to get that really amazing content that everybody wants to go out and pay an influencer for. But if you have your affiliate base, and I'm not saying don't do that, but if you have an affiliate base, and in this instance, this client has 150 affiliates. So if 30 of them go, then you have 30 pieces of content that you can utilize, showing people going into Walmart and picking it up where it is on shelf. Very powerful, drives retail velocity.
Thank you. Thank you. Another question is kind of a two-part one. Will an affiliate influencer know what your competitors are already doing on social media? And what if they also are doing things for a competitor brand? So is there any thoughts, I guess, about how you look at that, I guess is the question.
I'm not a fan of that, but that's me. Like, I'm not going to go after, I mean, if I can flip, I shouldn't say that because I'm a pretty competitive person. If I could get somebody to jump from a program over to your program because you have a better product and a better offering, heck yes, going to do that, but not going to have you talking about their product and then talking about mine. That's just kind of not going to fly. So that's not a recommendation that I would make. I don't know, Yash, do you think differently?
Yeah, no, I mean, we've poached a lot of influencers from other brands just simply because we had a better product. And the best way to do, I mean, that's a good way to poach, because what happens is if they're promoting one brand, which is your competitor, then they start working with you and now they start promoting you. They kind of also have to explain to their audience why they switched from X to you, right? So then it's like it's just like amazing marketing for you. Yeah. And then never ever do the two timing things. You don't want that. Not only does it not work for you as the brand, like you don't get as many sales and it's just not authentic. It comes off wrong on you as a brand. Also, like the influencer, you don't want to work with the type of people who would vouch for two competing products. You want to work with people who would authentically just vouch for one thing, even if they want to vouch for a competitor because they for some reason love them. That's fine, that's okay, because that's what they like. You find your tribe and you go with them. Don't work with the people who are like sitting on two tables. So yeah,
I think the other part of that question was, will influencers know how your competitors are putting themselves out there, or is that sort of all up to you to find out?
No, they might. I mean, if they're a person that is skilled in what they're doing, as far as working with select brands, and they know how to promote a brand, they have a loyal audience. Yeah, they could certainly know. I think it's going to boil down to your product in general. Like, do they become a fan of your product? Do you put the product in their hands, introduce them to it, and they're like, this is amazing, I need to be a part of, I need to work with you, type of thing. So I'm sure that they get a lot of pitches all the time. So that's where the pitch really is important. And also on the receiving end of that pitch, how you respond to that. And are you like really open and welcoming? I mean, like I promote a very warm environment, very working together. And generally you can tell if you're dealing with somebody that's not like that. So yeah.
We have another question here, but before I do, Jenna, have you wanted to jump in on any of these? I wanted to make sure we didn't, we got your voice in here if there's something that you wanted to bring out.
Yeah, no, I think Kim and Yash are doing a great job covering this. I generally agree with everything that they're saying about both affiliate and influencer partnerships.
Right, thank you very much. I got another question here. How effective can these strategies be on hyperlocal brands that do their own delivery within a metro area and don't ship nationally yet?
Yeah,
Well,
I guess like yeah, it depends on if you have any influencers or affiliate type people in your area. If it's, I guess, if it's a big city like New York or LA or something like that, then there might be a lot of influencers, which is great. But then if you're kind of somewhere where there's not a lot of these people, then it might not work and you might have to go do other strategies. So yeah, it depends. Like you got to search for influencers in Minneapolis and see who's willing to promote you and then go that way. Just like test it out is what I would say. But yeah.
I feel like that's where word of mouth would really come into play.
Yeah.
Like, just like I have a favorite cold brew brand that I've literally changed my whole entire neighborhood over to. Like I should be their affiliate. And I did check if they had an affiliate program because I'm gonna walk the walk. Like if I'm guiding people on affiliates, I want to be one. And I'm like, literally, I could have made all this money. I've turned everybody onto it. So yeah, I feel like in a hyper local environment, which is challenging, right? Just to gather people together, but I think you can do it. And depending on what the product is, can people get around the table for this product? Do people want to, get together and talk about it? Like, is it something to do with cooking? Is it something to do, like, is it holistic? Is it something that needs coaching? I'd like to understand more about the product. And I think you can get really strategic about that and get some creative ideas.
Okay, thank you. Michael, you said you had a question?
I did. I have a question as it relates to finances on these different programs. So what can an early stage brand expect to pay? How should they think about budgeting? What kind of timelines do you think it requires to validate the testing and knowing that it's, this is something that needs to occur over a long continuum of time to tweak and get right? How should a founder be thinking about that from the cost side as well as when they can expect to start to see a return?
Well, I mean, I can say from the affiliate side that you can find a free platform and you can, again, like a Shopify collabs, and you can start to build from there. I find it really impactful when founders actually reach out. So rather than, and I mean, you do need somebody to manage the program. So because you're a founder and you're doing a million different things, right? So you'll need someone, whether it's an intern, whether it's someone like me, whether it's another employee, to kind of take on, a few hours to give some love to the program and to recruit people, get people on board. You will be gifting product to people, so that's an expense. If you hire someone like me, that's an expense. And then also you have to look at the commissions too, and the discount that you're giving to the potential clients or your potential customers. So if you're giving a 20% commission right out of the gates, you're 20%, you're at your, that's 20% off the top. And then if you're giving 10% out to customers, then you've got 30%. So really look at your average order volume when you look at what commissions that you're going to be offering so that you're in line with that. And then also factor in, like, if you have a protein powder and it's $39.99 and you want to give away one to affiliates, that's a cost. So you just need to build in those things, and then any cost of anybody outside that you're bringing in. You can find free platforms, that's easy. But it's just, the help, and then the kind of costs that you're not really thinking about, but are definitely there.
And
terms of, I can touch on the timeline.
Yes.
A lot of brands just drastically underestimate how long it takes to make it work, and the effort it takes. I think the last point on Kim's very first slide was like, you got to put in the time and the energy. But to quantify that a little bit, usually I've seen at least give it 3 months of trial and error to figure it out, if not 6 months. Ideally, like Kim said, have someone, ideally an intern or a freelancer or an agency like Kim's or SRW, who's managing the program for you. So you don't really have to worry about all the day-to-day, because it's a lot of work to find the affiliates, reach out to them, manage all the shipping and the tracking and all of it. Just staying on top of it is a lot of work. And as a founder yourself, you could maybe start it off, use a collabs or something like that, get your first 10, 15 people on it, and then just delegate it to someone else. So I would recommend that, and at least have a timeline of 3 months. Think in like a quarterly frame. So just be like, okay, this quarter I'm going to try this, and have some success criteria. Like, hey, if it gets me this much in ROAS, or if it gets me this much in sales based on what your current volumes are. And this will be different for everybody, because like if you're doing 1 million in revenue already, then you have different goals versus if you're doing like 100,000, then you have a different goal. So depending on that, pick like a easy goal to hit, and then see if you hit that in 3 months, or at least land somewhere in the ballpark of it, and then decide to continue or stop it. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. And one more thing I want to touch on on the margins front, because we've worked with brands with like really thin margins. There's one way to deal with it is like, if you have multiple products, pick all your products with the highest margin possible, bundle them and call it like a trifecta bundle or something like that. So you kind of just default for both a high margin and a high AOV on the orders. So you only get a discount if you buy this particular bundle. On everything else, you don't get a discount, right? So that's one thing you could do if you're concerned about the margins a little bit. So yeah.
That's great advice.
There's kind of a tag on question here, which I think you covered a little bit of it, but it's basically asking the minimum size that a brand needs before they should consider a program. And what's the and Yash was just talking about the margins. What's the deductions to revenues that you can expect from commissions, discounts, etc. So I think maybe the real question is a little bit more about how should a brand start thinking about this, plan for it, what they should expect as they get into it.
I'll just say one thing. I've launched a few brands with affiliates, so you could have $0. You don't need to have $500 million, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. You don't. A lot of people have been very successful in launching with affiliates because it's a low cost. They're performing for you. They are an extension of your sales team. So anything you can think of that ignites a sales team, that's who they are. They want incentives. They want communication. They want to be excited. There's a little rah-rah behind this, they love your product. So they want to continue to consume the product, and you're gifting them with product. So you really don't have to have a dime. You can get started with a free platform, and you can start recruiting affiliates tomorrow.
Yep. And they don't even have to be affiliates in the conventional sense. You could just do gifting collabs. So you don't even pay them with gifting. Your only cost is your cost of your COGS, right? Apart from that, everything else is free. So yeah.
Got one last question here that's really actually kind of interesting. What about strategies for cross-selling, i.e. milk and cookies? What are some of the best practices and ways to do cross-selling of products?
So is this a brand that has both milk and cookies, or trying to sell?
I think it's trying to work with someone else, trying to join brands together and cross-sell.
That's a really good question. That might be a stumper. I don't know. That might be a stumper question. Like, I have to give that some thought on how that would work. I mean, just because if you have, it's great though. I love that collaboration. So when you have two brands together, so I think what would happen is you could provide both of the products, but one of the companies would have to kind of track everything. Maybe there would be one link, or one code be milk and cookies or something like that. I mean, my only concern would be just tracking of the sales on both platforms. So I have to really give that some thought. I don't know that I can answer that, because I'd have to just make sure that the affiliate's getting paid and the attribution is going there, and then that the sale is going in the right places and all the tracking is in place. Yash, what do you think?
Yeah, I think definitely consider that. But if it was maybe like a simpler question, if you could just do like an affiliate swap with a tangential brand. So let's say you sell a milk product, they sell a cookie product. You're not necessarily competing. You're kind of like products that are consumed together. You could do an affiliate swap, is where they refer affiliates to you, you refer affiliates to them. And then all the affiliates don't necessarily have to promote both the products at once, but it's kind of like just an acquisition engine of, instead of you having to go out and find new affiliates, you just partner with a brand who already has an existing affiliate program. And then you give an extra, like a no-brainer offer to their affiliates. So they are incentivized to refer them. So I mean, that's something you can start off.
Now with influencers, you can I mean, it's much easier. Like you could
Yep.
join in on that on that cost, right? The
Yep.
investment. So let's say the influencer's $1,000 and you're getting this, and this from them.
Yep.
You would then go in on that, and they would promote both together. You know, again, the ROI is what you really are wanting to know. So attribution is would be what would need to be figured out, and make sure that everybody is seeing that they're getting sales on either end.
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
want to thank Yash and Kim for today. Thank you so much for being here. We will, as I said, we will provide the video, the presentation. I also want to thank again Jenna Ogle from SRW and our relationship with SRW, who's been a strong supporter of Brandjectory. If you don't know about Brandjectory, check out www.brandjectorynow.com or just email tom@brandjectory.com, michael@brandjectory.com. We've just released a lot of new features on our platform, some new options for brands to join, and we're excited to talk about those. Check us out on LinkedIn. Again, I want to thank everybody who attended today. I hope this for you was something that was, I think the content was great. It's certainly, like for me, not something I deal in all the time. So it's exciting for me to hear straight from folks who are doing this regularly and who are very, very much experts in their field. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being here. Michael, do you have any closing comments?
Yeah, I will echo Tom's thanks and gratitude to Kim, Yash, and Jenna and SRW. But I also want to let everybody know that we have jumped into becoming affiliates ourselves and influencers for our founders. One of the features of our new Thrust Brandjectory plan that all premium members are automatically receiving is that if you send Tom and I and Susan samples, we will post about it out on LinkedIn, and we will be an influencer for you out to the trade. So,
Nice.
and by the way, no special offers needed, no discounts needed. You know, we're happy to have you part of the Brandjectory family, and it's something we want to do on your behalf.
Now, you
All
shouldn't
right,
have
everyone. Well,
That's
on
awesome.
behalf of myself, Michael, and Susan, we really appreciate you being here, and look for next month. We're going to be doing a branding workshop with Christine Carey, and that'll be an open event for everyone. So again, please look forward to that, and we'll start advertising that on LinkedIn and an email very shortly. Thank you again for being here. Thanks again to Kim, Yash, and Jenna. Take care, everybody. Have a great Thursday.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right.
Thank
It
you,
was
everybody.
great.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.